Yeah, how this lane phase will go.
Yeah, not me neither.
Yeah, this is just a weird configuration of champions. Everyone is ranged. Zeri not the strongest laner, neither is Smolder. You have to imagine Ashe is a bit stronger than Hui. And lethal tempo on the Zeri should give her a bit more laning power. So should be ground zero favored, but there's a lot of wave clear on the side of DCG's bot lane as well.
For sure. Taco, I mean, we'll see what he opts in for this game. In general, at least in the PCS, the Profane Hydra into lethality Aatrox has been performing better than the Sundered Sky, more tanky approach.
Yeah, I'm not sure if playing against the Camille changes what you want to go for. I'm thinking maybe the full damage Aatrox builds might deal with Camille a little bit better. You at least have the chance of, you know, one-shotting her rather than a tankier build. You're just gonna... I mean, Camille isn't as much of a drain tank as she used to be without the Divine Sunderer, right?
For sure.
So maybe you can get tanky enough. We'll see what Taco ends up going for anyway.
And we've only ever seen one other Camille this split, and it was Jiang, and he got absolutely destroyed. So hopefully Tien has a better showing for himself than Jiang did. He was against an Udyr, which...
yeah, it doesn't sound great.
No, it doesn't lose lane.
So, Ground Zero should have... it looks like they have priority in the bot lane. I think DCG will eventually get priority in this bot lane once they get some points into the Smolder W and Hui abilities.
Lemus finding a fantastic trade for himself.
Yeah, forces out the heal.
Nice timing there to go a bit more aggressive in the bot side. I mean, as things stand, not a whole lot of surprise around how these lanes are going just yet. Some heavy trades in the mid lane, but the potions available and cookies as well for Kriskada to heal some of that back up. Oftentimes you do find yourself just losing trades to this Arcane Comet Orianna.
Yeah, especially as she gets more points into W. Kriskada's just going to be on the Ahri trying to find more impact in the skirmishes. If he can find a charm, pick targets off. Maybe set up 665 or Taco.
Okay, Schönfire, he's already level 4, so he's getting through these levels at a fairly decent pace. Doesn't really feel like the Nocturne can truly look for a dive, at least until he is level 6. I guess unless you're Junjia.
Yeah, he does have priority bot lane. Looks like Kriskada's fighting pretty hard for priority mid, and he's up quite a lot of mana on PC at least.
Ooh.
Now up a lot of HP.
Yeah, the double Orb of Deception certainly helps out there.
Yeah, this
I think
could be
Schönfire
scary.
has to be very worried now.
Oh.
Topside though, Tien might just be finding a solo kill. Taco gonna have to flash away.
Oh, didn't have his Q up there at the end, but does get Taco's flash for a second time so far this series.
Extremely well played by him, and should be an advantage at least in his lane, so things going pretty well here as we're only 4 minutes in, but Ground Zero finding themselves at a 5k gold advantage.
Yeah, everything going okay. Kriskada was trading very well with Kisei, but notice the CS is still just in Orianna's favor.
Schönfire once again looking for invades here. Actually gonna try and use that fear. Not able to find anything just yet. In fact, it's him that's losing more health than 665.
Yeah, Schönfire just feeling scrappy. Tries to bully 665 off his Raptors. They did have a lot of tempo up on their Camille just because Taco was forced to base. He's going to start hitting the Void Grubs. And we'll see if Kisei can get a move out of mid lane as Kriskada is pretty relentlessly shoving 665 looking at Tien.
Tien, does he have...
I don't think he has hookshot, but
No, but it doesn't look like he needs it. Shunfire claims himself 2 of those Void Grubs and now is walking away from the last one. Makes a lot of sense with Cascada having first move up that river. Better to play it safe.
Yeah,
He's coming back though, has not got Smite just yet, but does force 665 out of that.
Oh, Benvi has rotated, so 665 just gets out of here.
Okay, it's going to be the 3 Void Grubs, so good start for Ground Zero. Winning a bunch of their lanes, getting the objectives. Lemus, though, he is kind of paying the price now on this bottom side. It is a plate picked up there for DCG, and some follow-up damage as well found by Orca on the way.
Yeah, Lemus might just need some help from his teammates to get a recall in now, because this DCG bot lane can just shove you under your tower all day. Especially if you're too low to really fight them off of the wave.
Ooh, Lemus getting so low. Orca just landing consistent poke here in the bottom side.
I mean, he is up almost 20 CS, so he can take a bad recall here and still be ahead.
For sure. You're in a pretty good position as Zeri, as things stand in the bottom side.
Yeah, meanwhile, Kisei up a bunch of CS as well. Everything looking pretty good for Ground Zero.
Taco seemingly able to win out on the trade. Lemus going to pop the ghost. Flash use from Tide here as he's trying to find the last auto, and he will. Lemus does go down now for first blood. Orca tanking up this tower. Is going to get executed, but that's all right. Tide will be able to get away with his life. Shunfire not quite having access to that paranoia.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous for DCG if they did have the Nocturne ult, but I'm surprised Lemus stayed and Benvi recalled there. Considering Benvi was full HP and mana and Lemus was pretty much out of both. Must have just gotten it interrupted. Maybe we'll get a replay of what happened. Kisei has popped his red potion. I don't know what that red potion from the
triple
rune.
Tonic?
From the triple tonic rune.
It's the elixir of... Oh, I can't remember now.
Usually means you're about to get ulted when you see an Orianna use that.
But despite going down for first blood, it will be Ground Zero being able to pick up the first dragon of the game, so things still remaining okay. Of course, don't really want to be giving over kills to the Smolder, but as long as you are able to still maintain control over the game, it isn't the worst thing in the world. Spirit Rush used in the mid lane. It is going to be Shunfire popping that paranoia to help out his mid laner, and it does mean that Kisei is able to keep hold of both his flash and his ult, but maybe it was to no avail.
Yeah.
It's going to be eventually DCG and Cascada finding the charm, lands it, and 665 with the flash follow-up, able to secure themselves another kill. It's Kisei going down this time.
Yeah, Kisei greeting his flash, ends up losing it anyway, and so, yeah, Ashe gets her recall off, and Lemus just stays in the 1v2. I guess, DCG think he's recalled. And then Tide is having none of it. Sees Lemus use his E. And they use pretty much every summoner to chase down Lemus here and just barely kill him. Nocturne pre-6, no use. And Kisei just greets his flash here. Maybe still wants Stormfire to come to his lane, but the moment the Nocturne ult runs out, Cascada finds a charm onto Kisei. And nice follow-up by 665.
Yeah, no hesitation whatsoever. So gold now slightly in favor of DCG, but again, the objectives have been picked up by Ground Zero. So
yeah, a lot of farm in favor of Ground Zero at least.
Yeah, 20 CS in the mid lane, 30 CS in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Taco somehow has actually found himself an advantage in the top side. Root lands onto Kisei, no flash available. And Cascada's going to be able to find the auto attacks necessary to pick up that kill. Hook shot will not be connecting here onto Taco, but it is still 10, getting the better side of the trade. Shunfire up on this top side.
Yeah, was on top of a ward. Thought maybe Taco would commit onto Theon there.
Now, Cataclysm will be back available. Spirit Rush is also, and Orca is in the area. Benvi is here to match. I don't think it's particularly clear who's better off in this skirmish, but at least while Kize is not really available, probably going to be pretty hard, and DCG should be able to pick themselves up these Void Grubs.
Yeah, Ash Arrow up soon. They can maybe look for something. Kize is here now with the Orianna Nocturne combo.
6-5 gets himself one. Enchanted Crystal Arrow does land, but it is a good buffer there of the Flag and Drag, which will get 665 out to safety. Schönfire now picks himself up the 4th Void Grub of the game. Kize will not get knocked up, and good usage of that Blast Cone gets him out to safety. World Ender also used there by Taco.
Ends up, I think Ground Zero managed to steal that grub away.
They did, yeah.
And then just got out of there. Did lose their Nocturnal. Kize, nice dodge.
Yeah, it does dodge out, but still does get rooted here by Hui. Spiraling Paranoia will not connect, but Orca is getting so low. Benvi flashes forward. He gets the kill for himself. He will be going down as well. But ultimately, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Up on the top side, though, something's gone awry as 2v1. Taco's picked himself up the solo kill onto Tien.
Yeah, Tien looking a bit frustrated in the player cam there. No ult for Schönfire to follow up. So, well played by Taco. We'll hopefully get to see what happened in that 1v1.
65 now. He's back in the mid lane. Shockwave comes out of Kize. He's got the command protect, but it's not going to be enough. 65 once again will be picking himself up. Yet another kill. 2-0-2 on both the mid lane and the jungler here out of DCG. And so, bad start for them, but they've turned it around.
Well, we'll see what happened in the 1v1 top lane here. Taco lands the Q2 into a Q3, and Thien with Schönfire here goes for the play. Schönfire not just instantly committing his flash to just get an E onto this Aatrox. I think he had the opportunity to just flash onto the Aatrox immediately while he was stuck in the Camille ult.
Yeah, very close call.
Meanwhile, Kize just getting punished for not having his flash.
Yeah, 0-3-0 now. Hook shot. Tien, honestly, still trading very well up here in the top side. But you see, from what was a great start, it is now the total gold very heavily in favor of the side of DCG. Not insurmountable by any means, and you do have some scaling available in, honestly, the Camille as well as the Zeri.
Yeah, and it looks like it will be the Sundered Sky for Taco on the Aatrox. We were wondering which build he would go for. Although it looks like a really good lethality Aatrox game based off the rest of the map. Maybe it's just a matchup thing. He is doing very well in the matchup, despite losing his flash early.
I think it also feels worse to be the lethality Aatrox into hard CC that can very easily hit you. So even just the Ashe ult may just dissuade it, because
yeah, you
do die a lot quicker. But yeah, true.
Gonna be
oftentimes you'll lose the Edge of Night simply to Paranoia, because it does block them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Weird interaction. So, first Dragon going over to DCG. Ground Zero have one of their own.
Paranoia coming through. It's going to be on to Tide in the bot side. Enchanted Crystal Arrow does land it. It's onto Orca. Orca does go down. Lima's picking up that one. 65 with the Cataclysm. Schönfire even living here on just the 1 HP. Cryscata, though, he is coming down. He's got the Spirit Rush active. Schönfire, it doesn't feel like there's really anywhere for him to go. Teleport now coming through as well. Kize should be arriving to this play. Even Tien and Kize all coming. Hextech Ultimatum onto Tide. Tide shouldn't be long for this world. And it's going to be a double kill found for the side of Ground Zero. Lima's picking himself up yet another one, as well as Kize getting himself on the board. And now Cryscata, after ulting down to the bot play, is going to have to just tail between his legs, run back to the mid lane, and a massive play there. Game-changing play even for Ground Zero.
Yeah, massive for Ground Zero. Schönfire manages to escape on a sliver of HP and waste pretty much Cryscata's entire Ariel.
Well, it's not over though. Cryscata walks back to the mid lane and teleports back bot. He's able to find himself a kill. It was Lima's picking up a tower, but I actually think Taco got first blood tower on the top side.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Nice TP from Cryscata there, catching Lima's greeting for the turret. So we're going to get a replay on the bot play. It's just the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, followed by the Nocturne ulti. Just clipping Orca there. Goes down instantly, and this looked very well played from 665. Locks up Benvi and then gets an EQ onto Schönfire, and then Schönfire kites away from Cryscata to the point where Cryscata uses 2 charges of his ult and doesn't manage to get a reset.
And oh, nice W.
Yeah, nice EW there from Thien. Gets them the double kill. And yeah, all ground zero on that play. Taco does pick up the turret top for that, but you're still pretty happy with that if you're ground zero, especially when you trade the bot turret. Unfortunately, Lemus does go down to Cascada, but they were falling behind and it felt like the momentum was really going DCG's way. So it's big for them to win a fight, I think.
Yeah, give themselves some gold. It is going to be this Rift Herald, though, picked up for the side of DCG. See what they can get done with it. Nice combo there on the Paranoia Shockwave. Cascado doesn't look like he has Spirit Rush available. In fact, he doesn't. Benvi, though, he's tanking the tower. Is he going to live? He does just. No, he does not. But it's an execution. Shut down over to Benvi. He does get executed. That won't be gold going back over. Now in the middle, Lemus, he's trading back very well. A lot of damage, and he actually gets hit by that knock-up. But will be able to skirt on over the wall and keep himself nice and topped up in health. One tower does go down the mid wave, but it won't be a second one as Lemus does manage to survive.
Pretty heroic from Lemus there. He's defending his turret 1v4, manages to trade so much damage back onto Tide, and shuts down that play mid, kills the entire wave as well. Unfortunately, Kisei does use his flash on that play and doesn't get the kill, but Cascada does go down and lose his flash to Nocturne Orianna. Seems very strong when you compare them together. Benvi,
yeah, he's walking a bit too far up. There was just a Jarvan and an Aatrox sitting in that bush, so he will be going down. An unfortunate reality of the Ashe is
lost his flash too.
On top, if anyone's ever on top of you, you are pretty much just a goner.
Yeah, that's why we see a lot of Edge of Night.
Yeah,
on the Ashe first. We don't actually see the. I don't even remember the name of the item anymore. We don't see it. Umbral Glaive, yeah. We haven't seen a lot of Umbral Glaive of late. We see Edge of Night Ashe. We see Youmuu's Ashe sometimes.
And a lot of the time it's Blood Song, but maybe the Blood Song nerfs take it out of favor a little bit.
Yeah, maybe Zac is just doing more damage. You don't really auto that much later into the game on Ashe. It turns into like an ARAM build Ashe, where you're just spamming W.
Now, it is the Seraphs completed here for Kisei on the Orianna, so a little bit more survivability, which he's going to just enjoy that much more.
Yeah.
Shirelia's for Orca. I don't think he built that last time he played the Hui bot.
No, it does look like a very different build for him. And a pretty quiet game on the Hui. Not all that quiet, actually. Not that great of a game on the Hui. 1-3 after a very good Pyke game. Maybe just sacrificing his own pick to get Cascada a good pick in the mid lane, because it feels like Ahri might be one of the few mid laners that can handle something like the Orianna Nocturne combo. We saw him just barely go down in that bot play, but a lot of other mid champions you put into this combo are just going to die over and over as soon as these ultimates come online.
Sure. Cloud Dragon will be the soul. Dragon number 3. A second for either of these teams. Started up, teleport coming through now. And Charter Crystal Arrow will go wide, so no access to that Ashe ult now as it is going to be Tien on the flank. Shirelia's popped. They're trying to look for this Camille. Taco's still sitting here in the pit. He's alone though, and Tien looks like he will be going down. On the top side though, are they going to be able to pick up the Dragon? It's 665 who gets it. Ground zero though, they are now 3v5 as things stand. Paranoia comes through, Flag and Drag is used, but Lemus is just free hitting. He's got one kill, Shockwave used there onto Taco, and Taco alone, but the charm connects, everything connects, and Lemus is gonna go down. Kisei now running as fast as he can away from these 3 members of DCG. Slow comes through, but now he's in that Air Dragon Shroud, and it looks like he will be able to get away with that Command Dissonance, but a disaster team fight there for Ground Zero as DCG managed to find themselves 4 and the Dragon.
Yeah, DCG making it look pretty easy. They catch the Camille, the in on the Camille. No threat to Cascada at all. Has to flash away and then eventually gets chased down. And then you'll see the power of this Jarvan pick against all these immobile champions on Ground Zero. We're going to see the Smite fight here. Straight from 1,000. And yeah, he just flash ults as Jarvan onto 2 immobile champs, and I mean, they're just toast. Aatrox and Hui just have a shooting gallery.
Lemus does trade back one.
Yeah, Lemus looks like he's maybe getting something going, and on a previous patch, maybe Zeri can do a little bit more there, but nice charm from Kriskada just shuts him down. So you don't want to be getting engaged on as the Orianna Nocturne, right?
For sure. Now it is going to be the Rapid Fire Cannon second build for Tide. So something we've seen Betty do a couple of times. Really only was Betty, but Tide going to opt into it this game. I think it kind of makes sense. You are just wanting to stay far away from the Camille, from the Nocturne, from the Orianna. It does mean that your stacks will likely be delayed a little bit as Tien's trying to look for something on to Tide. He doesn't find an engage, but he does get the Ghost, which is an important summon. Spell, Shockwave, Paranoia. We've seen this combo before. Really well played there from Ground Zero, but Lemus is going to pay for his life. On the other side, though, Kriskada does go down as things stand. It's a 2 for 2. Taco, though, he still has that World Ender active. Infernal Chains goes wide. And with that, so does the chances of this team fight carrying on. It's a 2 for 2, all things said and done. And when you're the team that's behind, it does feel pretty good. So Ground Zero still fighting within this game.
Yeah. Kisei actually went to the top lane. There's no wave clear in mid here, so DCG are just going to take this tower.
Well, the root lands, Tien misses the hook shot, and Taco's going aggressive. Tien loses so much of his health there.
Yeah, kind of puzzling to leave the Camille to wave clear mid and send the Orianna top there. As I don't think DCG had any business getting that mid tier 2. Maybe there was a big wave and Kisei wanted to get an item. He needed the gold for his item. And, I mean, there is no counterplay. You saw in that last fight to the Orianna Nocturne combo. It's pretty much just Flash or Azonya's. So, you know, maybe some hope for Ground Zero, even if Tide comes online on the Smolder, that you can just take him out at the start of a fight.
Sure, there is that potential. 192 is the stacks that he currently sits at.
Yeah, and I think the Rapid Fire Cannon, I think you want it once you evolve. So you want to make sure you have Rapid Fire Cannon when you evolve. So if you're on a lower income game, you just go for a Rapid Fire second. And if you're getting a lot of gold, maybe some kills, I think Shojin second. If you can fit in a Shojin. DCG just hitting Baron.
Yeah, Baron is going to be started up here. See if it will be spotted out by the side of Ground Zero. Should be known pretty well that it's being done, and Enchanted Crystal Arrow won't find its mark on this occasion. Through will come Mum. Taco's got the world into 2-man Cataclysm because it has managed to flash away from it. Schönfire as well. With that spiraling Despair, he's actually going to get away from Kizé, so it's not going to land onto him. Lemus, though, he is finding quite a bit of damage. Orc with the flash, won't find the fear. So many low health bars, but yet to be anyone going down. Camille, in the meantime, though, finding a whole lot in the side lane. One in a tower going down, trying to look for more. Is this the job of Ground Zero now to just stop Bax? And Lemus not only stop Bax, but finds the kill there. Kriskada getting taken out for nothing. Taco eventually will find the recall, but not before an inhib tower gets taken out by Tien on this Camille. And now Ground Zero pushing forward to this mid lane tower. And still many signs of life.
Yep, macro outplay there from Ground Zero. They play that fight really well to get away and not lose anyone. They do lose flashes on mid and jungle, but otherwise they kite out the fight. Actually trade a kill or get a kill onto Kriskada. Well played by Lemus there, who held his ult that entire time on Zeri until he could find a kill onto Kriskada.
Yeah, and going back now is Lemus. We'll see if he has enough for his Infinity Edge. Would be a huge item spike.
Yeah.
Certainly something you'd want before you do next fight. He does, okay. 3 items now on the Zeri. Zeri well and truly is online. This should be the Dragon, third Dragon going over to DCG, but control over the top side, yeah, as you said, in favor of Ground Zero. Lemus not being there means you can't really hit the Baron just yet, but having control over it does offer chances for DCG to make slip-ups. Yeah,
unfortunate timing on the Infinity Edge there. It just makes sense to recall for it. You're not going to fight the Dragon with an Infinity Edge in base on your Zeri. You know, if that comes in 20 seconds earlier, you can either force a Baron or fight the Dragon pretty confidently.
Kizé gets himself a tower up in the top side, but it's DCG trying to put pressure here onto the inner and the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands. It's onto Taco. TN though can't really go in. Too many members around, and it should just be this tower eventually taken out. Taco very low, does have teleport available.
Yeah, Taco pretty chunked, and I wonder if they could have commit a couple members from Ground Zero onto the Baron, because it was 5 bot on the side of DCG.
Probably a possibility, but it is just very risky.
Yeah.
Because there's so much ground that can get covered so quickly by, honestly, Zeri, Nocturne, even Camille has the teleport, Kizay has the teleport.
Oh, I mean Ground Zero hitting with the Baron.
Oh, true.
But they decide to just rotate and make sure that it is risky for Ground Zero as well, just because they might just lose an inhib.
All through comes the Cataclysm, lands onto 3. The Shockwave is not going to find its mark, and Kizay is going to get taken out near on immediately. Chrisgata still going forward. Benvi dodging out of that orb of deception. Backside, though, the Execute well and truly is online now for Tide. It's only Lemus and Benvi who do remain. It's 3-0 in favor now of DCG, and they're going to turn their attention towards this Baron. With a Smolder and with an Ahri, this is going to go down in record time.
Yeah, Lemus doesn't get a chance to do anything in that fight. Tide, I think, got to his stacks just before that fight and got a couple executes in. Chrisgata dodged out of a Nocturne Orianna combo, and once that misses, yeah, it's really... I'm surprised those combos aren't just going on to Tide and are going on to Chrisgata, who also just has a Seeker's Arm Guard. Baron now for DCG. And it's really hard to play into the Smolder now.
For sure. I mean, saving graces, you do have a little bit of wave clear, of course, in the Orianna and the Zeri, but...
Yeah, and a very fed Zeri.
Yeah, we did see before this fight that Lemus was currently sitting at the most gold in the game, but unfortunately, as it showed up, this happened.
Yeah, just dodging out of that ult from Chrisgata, and you see the power of the Jarvan again in this fight. If DCG are engaging, they will win the fight. I think Ground Zero have a chance if they can find a good engage with the Nocturne Orianna.
Oh,
and Benvi goes down off screen.
Has been executed by this Smolder champion. Absolute bonkers champion as things stand. Lemus is alive though, so if he is up, there is hope still for the side of Ground Zero.
Yeah.
Problem is these Baron minion waves just coming in from all directions, and the charm lands, and all of a sudden you no longer have a Nocturne. Lemus does remain alive though, but he's got a lot of work to do. Pops the ult, 665 getting low. He's trying to find the damage, but the flash charm from Chrisgata is going to find Lemus, and without Lemus now, what can you do? Kizay stands alive, and TN's running back to his base, and another charm out of Chrisgata on the Ahri, but it's turned around. Benvi comes in with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. They've turned around one, but with the World Ender popped and Taco going mental, Benvi almost gets one shot. He manages to survive, or does he? Eventually the ace comes through, and game number 2, series win for DCG.
A pretty decisive